I would rather go see the sights and sit with my newfound friends and complain at how hot and muggy it is, and say how beautiful the dome is.
Okay, so you want to sit with your newfound friends with a view of the sights.
At the sights.
At the sights.
No, I said at the dome is beautiful. I said it's hot and muggy.
I thought you were looking at the dome from the distance.
No, I was under the dome actually when I was channeling
Okay.
that. I believe you were there too with your
I believe
telephoto
this
lens.
interview is not going to be able to go online.
Are you
It's so bad.
serious? We are doing a
No,
great
it's
job.
fine. No, you guys are. It's fine. Everything's
No,
fine. They're
no.
gonna use it's gonna be fine. Is there any?
It's obviously not. They're going to use 13 seconds of this.
Shape of, which is literally like, hi, trust, hi, I'm a one.
No, okay, let's be serious.
No, honestly, a lot of people wouldn't do a video interview, so I don't have a lot of.
Wow, insulting us mid-video. I just want the person who's editing to see this. That's her. You should not.
It's her.
Okay, well then, Michelle, we need to think about career options. Okay, that's the next step for us. Call me. We'll talk about career
I'm
options.
officially fired. Great.
listen.
I hope you're happy.
Listen, let's get serious. Let's get down and dirty into the dirtiness
Okay,
of content.
no, let me. I think the next question will guide us
Please.
in the right direction. Clearly, we've veered.
We veered off. Right.
Of course. Is there anything you would change or do differently about the itinerary, the trip? I'll give you an example.
Yes.
A lot of people complained that 125 people is just too many. You can't meet everybody. It would have been.
Excuse us.
Would have been nice if there had been some kind of icebreaker activity the first day on the cruise or something. That's just an example. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what?
Well, I think that's because people are generally antisocial. To be honest, I think it's
Okay.
very hard for people to meet other people. We're, especially this age group, we're used to the internet. We're used to, not having to physically talk to new people all the time.
Right.
So that is obviously going to be difficult for a lot of people, but I think 125 is too few. I think the fact that this cruise has 400 other passengers is what's crazy. You know what I mean?
Is
even
what's
if it was-
crazy?
Well, right. I mean, I feel like it should really be 18 to 35s, and let's have more of them.
Were you under the impression that this was going to be like a party ship?
No, because like I said earlier, I didn't want a party ship. I wanted more people our age to just be able to meet and hang out and talk to and network with. Because that's a lot of what this is it's a very nice way to network. And so I think that I wasn't under an illusion, but I did think that there were going to be more people actually than 125.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's been difficult to meet people or to get to know people's names, or we don't need an icebreaker is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I think they've handled it, the two directors, I guess, is what we'd call them, Sylvia and Paul.
They're called tour managers?
Tour managers, sure, thank you for correcting me.
Or tour leaders is the alternate
Well, then,
term.
now I really stand corrected. They've been great, I think.
Straws, anything that you would change or do differently?
I think they should work out a situation with the cruise provider and make the itinerary on the ship a little bit more friendly to people being social. Like the fact that jacuzzi is only open during the daylight hours when people do not want to go in a hot tub when it's 45 Celsius outside with 90% humidity. That makes sense to me, to not keep it open during those hours and keep it open maybe say from 7 to midnight or 7 to 1 when people would actually go there and actually socialize and meet people on that deck.
I see the jacuzzi was a challenging situation.
I haven't even been
Yeah.
in the jacuzzi.
For him, it's been very challenging.
Yes.
Also, the pool, I would say.
What's the issue with the pool?
It's like the size of my...
Bathtub.
It's very small, is what I'm trying to say.
And I think that again they could accommodate single adults a little bit better and say,
Right.
okay, instead of closing the pool at 7, from 7 to 11 before we drain the pool, let's make it adult only hours, something like that.
You guys don't like kids?
It's not that I don't like kids.
I'm a huge fan of kids. I would love a lot of them.
I love kids, but if they're pelting me with ice cubes and they're leftover sundae cones, it's not really my cup of tea. Especially when their parents who don't speak any language that I speak can't understand why I'm telling their child to
I'll be
go sit
honest.
somewhere else.
I think it's the cruise, the ship itself. I mean, I'm just wondering if Kentucky should just go with another ship, or
Right.
ship, class or whatever it is. Not class or ship. I mean, company, thank you. I don't know why I can't find words right now. I'm a lawyer.
Because you're under pressure.
That's what it is. It's the video. No, I really do think that like this is. I think the wait staff have been like incredibly rude
Computers.
and like unhelpful. I think that the ship staff have been rude and unhelpful. I think that there really
I'd
hasn't
like to
been.
think they were non-existent.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
really.
they
Yeah.
haven't really been rude or unhelpful because they haven't been around. So
I mean, it's just been a very difficult. I guess.
Well, you know, like, you realize that part of that is because of the price that you paid for the trip.
That the price that. we're
Right,
paying
like
for the
they
trip.
can only book a certain class of cruise ship because. So I'm saying it's also. I don't want Kentucky. I'm saying that this is like the price range, like what you get
I mean,
for that price.
I don't think that's true though. We paid $1,700 for this cruise.
Right.
no,
We've been on.
we paid more than that.
Yeah, right. We paid like 2,000, maybe 2,100 for the
Yeah.
cruise. Yeah, in total,
Each.
including insurance,
Each.
not including
Not
insurance.
including
I don't know.
each.
My point is that
You
we've
guys got
been on-
insurance. It's very responsible.
right,
We've
and
been sick on a cruise ship before.
yeah, we have
Oh,
actually,
yes.
and that was not. And so that's where I'm going with this. Is
Okay.
that we've been on another cruise ship,
Right.
like an actual cruise ship that
Right.
isn't just like for show. You know, and one in which they actually know how to treat their passengers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's Kontiki's fault, really, because the price point for those cruises, which we've been on and booked
Right.
ourselves, were $700.
Right.
Based on double occupancy. So the fact that you're telling me that $1,000 in which to accommodate the maybe 3 tours that we're going to take through Kontiki, because the others were optional excursions that we had to pay for,
Right.
that's kind of ludicrous to me. Like, where is the other operating cost coming from?
Right.
Staying one night at the presidential hotel, which, you know, is a joke in and of itself. You know, so
Smart kid figured it all out.
I,
No, I mean like the cost. Like
I'm
the,
just
like,
saying, if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
actually
no,
gonna break
because not
down
everybody
costs-
breaks it down like that.
I mean,
I'm being dead serious.
are you?
Like-
Because that sounded very sarcastic. and you
No,
said-
I'm serious because nobody like does the math on these things. Like you know.
So I'm just saying, if you look at the actual cost of the cruise itself, and what if you compare it to other companies,
Right.
the point is that you can easily be on a better ship, like a Royal
Right.
Caribbean ship or a Carnival ship, which I know Royal Caribbean services this region at least.
Right.
During this time
And
period.
during this time period, similar itinerary didn't go to Israel. Which
So you would have preferred a better ship. Like that would have been important to you. Like the product itself, the
What they're
physical
selling.
ship
Right.
would have been nicer, better
I think the
accommodation,
ship
better
would've been-
service.
I think this ship would have been sufficient if there was better service on this ship and better customer service in general.
right.
This ship would have been fine had there been better customer service.
Okay.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I don't know. I still think it's a weak ship for the price that it is. I'm just being honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a very comparable, or at least price wise, it's more expensive than much better ships. So to tell me that this is like the better service would have changed the whole experience, I don't think so.
Right.
But yes, better service would have gone a long way in making me feel more satisfied with the trip that I booked. Like, I'm definitely thinking twice about booking Kontiki in the future. That's the way I would say it.
On a cruise itinerary or tour itinerary
I
or
would
any
think
of it.
both, because I don't know that, like the way they bill these trips, I don't know. I can't blame them fully because the attraction isn't the ship. But that being said,
Right, like you booked it, like going back to why you originally booked it because of the itinerary and the
Right.
social aspect, right?
Exactly.
So,
but now having been on it, I wonder if Kontiki really cares about its passengers, if they just want more money.
right,
And so that's why they book a dilapidated ship in most cases.
okay,
And just go, oh, well, screw them. Like, they'll figure it out. They'll talk amongst each other,
Right.
hopefully on the night in which 80-year-olds are doing salsa dancing outside because that's a fun activity for them. You know?
right.
So, my point is just they could do a
some
much
people
better
might see that
job.
as part of the fun.
And I agree that it is for like an hour. But
Right.
then after that, when we have 14 hours, 24 hours on the ship in
Right.
the middle of the week, we're doing absolutely, like, we're fighting to get a Greek Monopoly set. You know? Like, that's pathetic. So, and maybe that's us, you know? Maybe, like, the way you raise your eyebrows just saying, like, that's you guys, not the ship. But,
I mean, I like Monopoly too.
well, I'm just saying there's a lack of activities. There's a lack of activities on the ship for younger people.
Okay.
You know, and that's cool.
Fair
We're
enough.
making do with what we are, but Kontiki could have done a better job.
Fair enough. And so what would you like now when you're gonna go back? I mean, it's a little early. We're only like at the midway point. We have some huge places, destinations that we're gonna see, so it's a bit early to say, but what would you, like, you got advice from a friend to come on this trip. When you go back, what would you advise other groups of or friends that are thinking about taking Kentucky? Would you tell them to go, don't go? Would you say go?